It's that moment when you realize you forgot the meeting. You didn't pack the lunch the night before. You forgot to purchase those clothes for that special recital for your kids. Whatever it is, you realize, oh no, I dropped that ball. And that feeling is awful. We have two choices. We can beat ourselves up or we can do something else. And I will walk you through a real life moment I had this month and hopefully to encourage you in what you can do.
Hey friend, do the daily demands of family life leave little time for self-care? Are you losing yourself in the process of caring for others? Are you ready to make self-care and healthy boundaries a natural part of your day while embracing your roles as a wife and mom? Well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Christina, married 17 years to a neurodiverse man, mom of 3 neurodiverse kids, and many more roles. Welcome to the Moms in Neurodiverse Families podcast. Get ready to begin your self-care journey. Grab your planner and listen in as we take another small step towards a peaceful, healthier you.
Hey, looking forward to having this heart-to-heart chat with you based on real experience, real life. If you're new to the podcast, I encourage you to go to my show notes and sign up for the email list where I keep you updated on some fun projects I'm working on. One of them is a self-care planner that will be releasing soon on Kickstarter. I'm looking forward to that. Today I'm talking to you from a frustrated and tired moment in time. Quick background, there's been a couple of storms have come through the area and we've been stranded at home here. I shouldn't say stranded, but we've been stuck at home for at least 3 to 4 days and very blessed and thankful for all the provisions that we have. But that whole process and dealing with just the aftermath and the cleanup has taken a toll on the normal schedule. And then last night, I slept awful, absolutely horrendous. And as you've heard from my previous episodes, I have worked very, very hard in my sleep because I had spent so many years in a continual exhaustion, which I'm sure you understand. And I slept absolutely horrendously, woke up, took care of a few things, and then thankfully my husband was here and he says, go back to bed. And I did, but my whole day was completely off. And do you have those days where one thing snowballs into another, and instead of being a good snowball effect, as in like you're saving up money and gradually you have more money saved up and it keeps adding and adding, this is like a negative snowball effect where it begins the night before and then slowly things unravel and it gets worse and worse. And I missed a meeting today. And it was an online meeting, but still, it was a meeting to me that was important. I wanted to be to, I had committed to. And I was absolutely flabbergasted because I have not done something like this in a long, long time because I have worked so hard on the systems and my self-care. And I had a pause there. I was really upset with myself. And I just paused and said, no, okay, let's go back to what we know. And I went through my life care / self-care stack that I have and looking through what's missing here, what's going on. Well, one, schedule has been off because we've had the storms and having to rearrange and cancel things. Two, my spouse was gone during part of that storm, so I was dealing with that with myself. And then three, my normal sleep schedule was off as well because of all that's been going on. And normally I stay very tight on that timeline of being in bed at a certain point in the evening and up in the morning. And I had a couple of days that I wasn't untuned in that. And so I was looking at my health, wasn't on schedule with my going to bed and waking up. I was looking at there's different foods that I normally don't eat that I had, and that completely messed with me. And then I was looking at my mind and looking like, you know what? I partially did my nighttime routine, but I read a book that was really exciting and I shouldn't have done that before bedtime. So I'm just taking an assessment. I'm going through, and for the self-care, it's your mind, it's your health, it's your community, and it's things that you enjoy. And I just looked at all of those and said, like, how am I doing in all that? Like, and I quickly began seeing, like, yeah, I see where my weak spots are. This is what I've been doing, and I need to get back on track. Also, just acknowledging there's a lot on my plate right now that I'm working at the podcast, my business, on a future launch, and all good things. Also, raising 3 neurodiverse kids. And what I'm sharing is that I realized as I did an assessment what I was missing, but also this is so important, and this is what I'm sharing with you. If we don't do these self-assessments of this, why am I in this spot? Why is this difficult? We are not able to make course corrections. And sometimes the course correction is very tiny, as small as, why was I so grumpy? I didn't drink any water that day. I mean, those small assessments and those tweaks can make humongous differences if we keep at it. And one of the takeaways I had was, there is so much that is going on. And it's not like I'm going from point A to point B, but there is just a lot of important things that I'm working on that are taking my mental focus, whether it's working with the kids or my spouse and I having some intense conversations in our future. And when I say intense, I mean like it takes a lot of time, not intense like upset, but it takes time. And I'm realizing that I am being so much in the moment, I'm forgetting what's the next moment. So I have an app called Galarm, Galarm, and I'll put a link in the show notes. But basically, it's an app where you can do special alarms. I'm already using my alarms like crazy. My friends have commented on that. But I have alarms remembering, like, wait, I need to be making supper. Or when someone's having a meltdown, you can forget everything else that's going on. Or if someone is having a really difficult moment, life happens, right? And we can forget. So I like using alarms to get my attention. And I had not set an alarm for the specific meeting. And I realized that my normal phone app has some limitations. It does repetitive alarms. That's about it. And so this Galarm, I'm able to set alarms for specific dates. And I'm checking this out because I realize now, Christina, you need more support right now in this area. Before, when I had less activities going on, I maybe missed meetings once in a while, but I didn't have as many big activities. So that's why these assessments are good. Looking at how are we doing with our mind, with our health, our community, our support system, and what we enjoy. And I realized for my mind needs more support right now. Doing this little debrief, walking through today, this is actually today this happened, and it's still very raw and fresh in my mind. I think you understand there's moments when you miss that one appointment, and it's that appointment you've been waiting for so long for, or it's been a difficult 2-3 weeks and you finally got an appointment to go see occupational therapy or whoever. You're late to the appointment or you miss it. It's these type of things that it brings us down. The assessment time, quickly looking at, okay, what do I need to do differently? And not to beat ourselves up, because back in the day, that would have been my to-do. Harass myself enough so I felt bad enough and then felt like I did enough penance and then like, okay, now I can go on with my life. No, we need to take a quick stock, figure out what we need to do differently, and then move on. So I hope this encourages you if you've had those moments where you forgot. Maybe it was you were up late and you forgot to take care of the kids' lunches the next day, and the next day was awful because everything was behind, and I've been there. Or you didn't realize that your kids' recital is going to be in 3 days and you don't have their uniforms for the recital for band or for choir. Another true story. We have these moments, and it's good to assess and not repress and beat ourselves up. Okay, that's my main message here. And I am speaking to myself as well because I so wanted to be angry and just berate myself and says, no, that's not going to help my mind or my health at all. I hope this gives you some encouragement for those moments when you realize like, man, life is so busy and I blew it, and saying, you know what? I am doing more than most people do. In one day, I do more than what most people do in a week. It is okay to be human, but also to learn, right? We don't like just, okay, that's an excuse for us to keep, missing stuff. No, we learn. And I know most of the women I talk to, you are very empathetic, you're very caring, but also you are wanting to be very responsible. And sometimes we're too responsible, right? That's a whole nother episode, talking about being responsible for other people. But we need to be responsible for ourselves. So cut yourself some slack, assess what needs to be changed, and then let's move on, because there is so many heavy things that we're dealing with. We do not need to put on berating ourselves for making a mistake. That's not needed, and that's not healthy either. Let me know if you found this encouragement helpful in any way, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Hey, thank you for joining me today. I pray this episode gave you encouragement to take one small step. If so, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help other women find this show. By the way, if you're loving this conversation and want more encouragement like this, join my email list at bit.ly/myselfcare. That is bit.ly/myselfcare. I have a planner launching soon that will help you put all this into action in your own life. I look forward to chatting with you again next week for another episode.